Okay, welcome to tonight's team call. It is Monday, June 11th. I am Corey Mayo, your CEO and founder of Team Living Healthy and Fit. So tonight we are talking a little bit about getting focused, time management, and small steps that we can take every single day to grow our business forward. Because I remember becoming a new coach and just getting started. Life in general is very overwhelming, and we're being pulled in many different directions, especially us mommies, because most of our team is made up of moms. We're wives, we work full time. To find the time to dedicate and grow this business. And sometimes when we don't have a schedule or a rhythm in place, we can tend to get discouraged because we have goals that we want to reach, but yet we're struggling to find consistency to make action happen to achieve those goals. And so it becomes kind of this vicious cycle of being discouraged, of not taking action, but wanting to, not sure where to start, then feeling overwhelmed because the list is just never ending and where do I start? So number one, we all feel that way, okay? We all feel that way. And one of the reasons that we are here and we are wanting to hustle for this coaching business is for what? Above helping others and above spreading health and wellness and above being the light to others, we are here because we want to create freedom in our lives, right? We don't want to be on that hamster wheel day in, day out, same thing, that same mundane routine that is not fulfilling our lives, right? So I don't know what happened to you, Dawn. You disappeared on me. Oh, there you are. Now you're there. I don't know. That was really weird. Let me go back to the gallery view. There you are. Okay. So it's that same mundane routine. So one of the reasons that we're here is to get off of that hamster wheel, right? But you guys, if we're being 100% honest with ourselves, this business and that freedom, those big goals or big dreams that we have are never going to happen if we don't take steps towards it. Okay? That's just the reality of it. Is it easy? No, there are times that it's easier than others, but the tasks that we have to do every single day are easy, but making the time and staying disciplined and staying consistent can be a challenge, right? That's what holds us back. And then we get doubting ourselves because we're struggling to get started, and then we feel more overwhelmed and more behind, and it's just, it drags us down really quick. And so I shared it in our team yesterday that I've been struggling a lot lately. And so for those of you who didn't listen to that live yet, I'm going to go ahead and share that again. Most of you know that I work part-time for my family business. It's almost full-time as much as I have been working lately. That business is doing very, very well, which is a good thing, but it has me extremely busy. And we recently purchased another established company to add on to that business. Now, this is not my dream. This is not what I am going to do for the rest of my life. But it is something that I'm doing because it is something I enjoy to do. And it's something that is helping my parents. It's helping my mom, and it's helping her reach her goals. So financially, we are working towards creating freedom for her so that she can be retired and be done. Okay. So Bubba, would you just put it down, please? That's really distracting. Thank you. So we purchased this other company, and I don't have that 2 to 3 hours that I used to have of kind of quiet time throughout the day that I could make a post here or there, or I could respond to someone here or there, or I could kind of get things done off of my to-do list. And so it was leaving me feeling very, very scattered. So much like you might feel like that too, because you're just getting started and finding that rhythm and finding that routine. My routine was completely thrown out the window, and I am a creature of habit. So that has been kind of mind-blowing for me. It's really put me in a huge spin, and I was really struggling. And if I'm being perfectly honest, because I am not perfect, I was really beating myself up. And maybe you find yourself there too, like beating yourself up, like, why aren't you just doing this? You just need to show up. You need to just take more action. You need to sleep less. All these different things that you start telling yourself because you want to motivate yourself to take that action, but you're struggling with having the belief within yourself to do so. Okay. So I found myself in that negative state. And so I really started diving into PD and listening to that more often. That Denzel Washington commencement speech that I have shared in our team several times, I started listening to that every day because that is my mantra. That is 100% fills me up and moves me forward and gets my mind right for the day. So I started listening to that every day, okay? And giving ourselves some grace. At the end of the day, I am still a mom of 2. I am a wife. I have a home. I am running a $1.25 million company essentially by myself every day on top of working Beachbody. And I don't say that to toot my own horn. I say that to remind you that we all have ish. We all have a to-do list that is never ending and just keeps piling up, and we feel like our heads are spinning at times. Okay? So we all are there. It's not like that all the time, but there are seasons in life that you go through those times. Life is busy. It is summertime now. The kids want to be outside. It's daylight. You want to be outside more often. Baseball games, school is out. So the kids are, all over you all the time, and you have to entertain a little bit more. All of those things are different seasons of life that cause us to have some struggle and maybe throw a wrench into our routine. So there will never be a perfect rhythm. Okay. So if you're aiming for that, you are going to be disappointed every single day of your life because there is never going to be a perfect rhythm. Okay. So keep that in the back of your mind and give yourself grace, but also be honest with yourself enough to create discipline. Okay. So what I have started to do that is working for me personally is I'm giving myself some grace. I have a daily to-do list. Okay. I'm not doing everything every single day, but I have a daily to-do list that I am working towards checking those things off of my to-do list. I'm diving into the PD and I'm waking up a little bit earlier. And instead of waking up a little bit earlier, maybe reaching out to a couple people and kind of dabbling here or there and then kind of going off and getting in my news feed and looking at who posted what or who commented on what or going and looking at different things like that. This morning, in 55 minutes, I connected with 20 people and sent 17 invites because I was focused. I had a game plan, and I said, look, I knew that if I didn't get that done from 5 a.m. until 6 a.m. when I needed to go get changed and go do my workout, that as soon as I walked in the door at work today, I was going to be non-stop. I left an hour and 20 minutes late from work today because I was non-stop. Ran home, had 15 minutes to sit down and shoot out a couple links, and we went to baseball. So I knew that if I didn't do that, and if I didn't get focused, and I didn't get disciplined, it wasn't going to happen. And then I was going to be up late tonight because I will be honest with you, now that I'm this far into my journey, you guys, I don't not do it. It's not negotiable for me. But when that alarm goes off at 4:40 tomorrow morning, I would have been kicking myself in the butt that I had to stay up late the night before. And now I'm tired and it's going to progress into, it just becomes this downward spiral. It progresses into the next day and then you're exhausted and you don't want to, and you don't have that, your cup is empty. So how can you pour into others when your cup is empty? Okay. So I want to share a couple tips with you that I am really hoping that will help to empower you because number one, you guys, we have to have belief in ourselves and we have to know that we can do this. We can all do this. Okay. We can all create massive success. We can all create discipline. You're already creating discipline by showing up for your own nutrition and fitness. So you can do it, but our brain calculates what you do. If you've watched or listened to Girl Wash Your Face, because this is what she told me this morning. okay? Because this is the second time I'm listening to it. Your brain will calculate if every time you're under pressure, if you fold and stop showing up for yourself and you give up on yourself, you're going to keep doing that. But that first time that you say, no, I'm showing up, it is non-negotiable, I'm doing it, your brain starts to shift. And then you start to make it a priority. Think of how many of us have been on wanting to work towards a healthier lifestyle pretty much probably our whole lives. We're like on this roller coaster, right? Lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain. You like all the time because you start and stop, start and stop, start and stop, or you don't find a good rhythm because we give up on ourselves. We know what that feels like. So what if this time we don't give up? What if this time we say, I'm showing up. I'm dedicating, start small, 30 minutes a day. We all have 30 minutes a day. I guarantee that you either binge on Netflix or scroll social media or sit and do nothing for 30 minutes a day. And I'm talking like that could be when you go to the bathroom in the morning, you get 5 minutes in. When you go to the bathroom at lunch, you take 5 minutes again. Find power pockets of time. But we all have 30 minutes in our day to add 3 people to our network, connect with 3, and invite 3. Start small, right? Every house starts with a single brick. It doesn't just happen. So we have to start small and give ourselves those small goals. So in that Denzel Washington commencement speech, he talks about dreams are beautiful and dreams are wonderful, but without goals, without weekly, monthly, daily goals, and without a plan, we're just going to be disappointed. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants their goals to be crushed or to feel like a failure or allow that self-doubt to take over. That's not living, right? That's not living our life and pursuing the happiest version of us. So it's creating that plan. So that is tip number 1, is to create a plan. And to create a plan, you have to know what you want. You have to know what your goals are for this business. Okay, we're talking strictly business right now. What are your goals? What is your financial goal? How many people do you want to help every single month? Do you want to leave your full-time job? Do you want to be able to travel more? Do you want to go to Summit and not have to worry about getting there? Do you want to go on the Success Club trip and be able to take your family like we did this past spring and not have to worry about taking them and getting that trip paid for? What do you want? What is this going to be the vehicle for? Do you want to help those in need in your community? Because that's huge on my vision board, is to help the families in our community who need help, who can't get out of their own way and make their life happen, to help them financially, to help rescues, animal rescue shelters. Those are all things on my vision board. And I know that this opportunity is going to give me the financial freedom to obtain that. So what are your goals? You have to get real with yourself and think about what you really want in life. But remember, we have to make goals to match the dream, right? We have to make goals so that we can create a plan. And the plan looks like, okay, if we want to reach, if we're looking to make a couple extra $100 this month, then that means that we need to help 3 to 5 people. 3 to 5 people. You guys, that's really very doable. I promise you it is. I know that when we're new and we're afraid to put the invites out there and we're just getting started, that seems really overwhelming and like, how do you get there? But I promise you it is very doable. There are coaches out there who are hitting SC 100 every month. So I promise you that there are 3 to 5 people out there who could use your help and your guidance. Okay, who will be inspired by your journey or are already inspired by your journey but are too timid to reach out to you. So create a plan. Know what your goals are. If you are struggling to create a plan and know what numbers you should be reaching for, if you're a numbers person like me, I need to know, okay, these are the numbers I need to hit so that I reach my goal. If you are like that and you're just not sure where to start, please message me, email me, say, hey, can we set up a phone call so we can talk about my goals and kind of decide what my plan of action needs to be to ultimately work towards that? I'm more than happy to do that, okay? But we need to have a plan of action so that we have focus. We have focus on what our to-dos, our non-negotiable to-dos need to be every day. And I'll just be honest with you, the numbers don't lie, okay? The more people that we connect with, the more people we invite, the more people we talk to, the higher amount of people we're going to help, right? The more lives we're going to impact. But that doesn't mean that we have to start and overwhelm ourselves with, inviting 30 people a day, okay? Let's start small and invite 1 to 3 a day and build upon that. So let's create a plan. Number 2 is your power hour, okay? In a power hour, you guys, there are so many different power hour templates in the photo album area of our group, of our team group. Find one that works for you. And if you like some aspects of one and aspects of another, combine them. But ultimately, the power hour is giving you a focused time that you set a timer and you say, I'm doing this for 5 minutes, I'm doing this for 10 minutes, I'm doing this for 10 minutes. And guess what? It doesn't have to be all in 1 hour. Remember I said power pockets? So if you have 20 minutes first thing in the morning, then bust out 20 minutes on that power hour sheet. What are 2 things or 3 things that you can do in 20 minutes, and set that timer and go. And then 40 minutes later in the afternoon, or whatever works for you. You have to be able to look at your schedule because all of our schedules are different. We all have different times of that we're available and we're able to focus. But I will say this, if you're only dedicating 30 minutes or 60 minutes to your business right now, that's okay, because that's what I started with, okay? I don't want you to feel like that's not enough, because I think that that's kind of a struggle too, right? That you feel like I'm not dedicating, that's not enough time to really get anything done, so then you just don't do it. Not true. Show up and do something, okay? Show up and do something, because it's going to empower you to start creating that habit, okay? But it has to be focused time. It can't be you're trying to message somebody and invite them or message them back and the kids are pulling at you and you're trying to cook dinner and you're multitasking. It has to be focused time. Okay. Just like when I'm on these calls, the kids know they are not allowed to be in my office during this time because it's too distracting. And then I lose my train of thought. It's the same thing. Women are very good at multitasking, but multitasking is horrible. You guys, if you ever listen to Chalene Johnson, she will tell you, do not multitask. Focus on one thing at a time. Because what happens, you start doing one thing and then you start doing another thing and then you start doing another thing and then you're like overwhelmed that, oh my God, I have like 3 things going and nothing's done. Just focus on the task at hand and set that timer. You can always come back if you have more time. But look at those power hour sheets, because those, for me, especially when I'm feeling like kind of all over the place like I have lately, setting that timer and knowing, look, boom, this is what I'm doing. Boom, this is what, it just helps to keep you on task and moving through. And then if you have time at the end, you can go back and finish up anything that you didn't cross off your list or get time to do or to finish, okay? And laying out those power pockets, those times, that power time that you can get in every single day. And then the third thing is creating a to-do list. Being able to check things off. You guys, there is an endorphin that's released when you have a to-do list and you are able to cross it off. It feels good. It feels good, right? It's just like, you just feel like that sense of relief. And when you cross 3 or 4 things off that list, whoo, yes, it feels really good. So I personally, because I have an iPhone, I have a daily to-do list in my notes section, and I have a new note for each day. So Monday has its own page, Tuesday has its own page, and I use the little bubbles for my to-do list. And then when I just click the bubbles, it puts a little check mark in them. And on weekends, it helps me. I bought this little thing at TJ Maxx. It just says top priorities for later and then notes. This is amazing. It was, the price is not there. It was like $3 for this huge, like several sheets of paper. But it just really helps me when I know, like yesterday I said, look, I have to work when we get home from this birthday party. And I had I said, I'm going to work for 2 hours, 2 hours solid. The boys were doing their own thing. PJ went fishing. I said, I need 2 hours. But what did I do at the end of the 2 hours? I respected the fact that my boys were quiet and they gave me 2 hours. And I shut it down, and then we had a movie night. So that's another thing. I know we've talked about that. But if your kids, or when your kids give you that time, or your husband gives you that time, you have to respect that time. Okay? That's why it's so important to be focused in that 30 minutes or 60 minutes or 2 hours, whatever you're doing. And I'll say this, weekends, I know we all want to screw off on weekends and we're done with work for the week and we are just tired. But as much as I've had to work, I've literally worked from 5 a.m. I come home, I work from usually 4 till 5:30. I have family time from 5:30 until 8:30. And then I work again for another hour and a half. That has been my life since it's been so busy, okay? I am sleeping 7 hours and working a whole lot of hours right now. But I'm still hustling hard on the weekends. I might only do an hour on Saturdays. And then I hustle for a good 3 to 4 hours on Sundays, okay? That's just the reality. And it's all about the level that you want to be at, okay? But if you feel overwhelmed, like I have been, then maybe it's setting a little bit of time on the weekend so that you can get caught up and kind of tidy up some things that maybe you didn't get to, and just feel that sense of relief that you've gotten those things done, okay? And another thing that really helped me when I was first starting, and I still kind of follow this a little bit, let's say I didn't have time, or maybe I didn't have it in my heart to invite people one day, because there's days that, you know, for the most part I invite every day, but there's days that we get tired, right? Or we're just on empty and we don't have a whole lot. So if I didn't get my 10 invites, because my daily goal is 10, if I didn't get that, then I'm doing that plus 10 more the next day. Okay? So let's say you don't have it in you to invite every single day. Instead of doing 1 to 3 a day, do 5 to 10 every other day. So that way you can keep up with conversations, you can follow up, you can nourish that relationship, and you can still get your invites out, but not feeling like you have to do it every single day or like you're dreading doing it. This should be fun, you guys. This shouldn't be something that's scary. It shouldn't be something that's intimidating. I know that it is at first, but I promise you it's fun. I do. I promise you it's fun. It's fun when girls are like, yes, I am so excited to start this journey. And you get to know what their struggles are, and you get to know what they're excited about. And you know what? You get to help them get there. That's pretty freaking cool, right? That's pretty freaking cool that you get to plug them into an awesome challenge group, and you get to help them take those steps forward for what they've been wanting, for what they've been yearning for what they don't have enough belief in themselves to do quite by themselves alone yet. You get to empower them to do that. That's an amazing blessing. Okay? So try to shift your mindset. Start saying, I am inviting, 1 to 3 people every single day, and it is fun, it feels good, and the right people say yes. I am attracting the people who are ready to make change, who are ready to work with me, and who are excited to be involved in my challenge groups. Start saying it every single day. I still say it. My friend Meg, who earns $1 million a year being a Beachbody coach alone, every single time she sends an invite, she sings, the right people say yes, the right people say yes, the right people say yes. Who cares? It works. It puts that vibe out there. It makes her happy. It makes her feel good. And people who read her messages know that she's genuine and are attracted to her because of that, right? So we might not believe it yet, and we might not be there yet. But that doesn't mean we can't get there. It doesn't mean that we can't make change, right? We weren't all where we are now when we started 80-Day Obsession or our health and fitness journey. It's been through small steps of consistency and discipline day after day that are compounding over time and creating where we are now. It's the same thing. So start telling yourself that you are doing this. You are helping 1 to 3 people every single month. You are able to invite you're excited to invite 1 to 3 people every day. Okay, start telling yourself those positive affirmations. And I promise you, it will start to come together. Are there going to be days you still feel off? Yes. It's not going to just boom. Oh, I started saying daily affirmations and now everything just fell into place like magic. It doesn't happen that way. It'd be really cool if it did. But there's still going to be days that you struggle. But days will get easier. Just like your journey, your health and fitness journey has. Days will get easier. You will feel more comfortable. You will have more of a rhythm. And when those seasons of life are thrown at you, and life is crazy, crazy chaotic, you will know how to handle it. And you will be able to keep your composure, stay disciplined, and say, look, I'm going to give myself some grace. Things are crazy right now, so I might only get 60 minutes in, but I'm going to focus during those 60 minutes. Okay? All right, cool. Do you have any questions? Sorry, Riley is like, I hear you, and you didn't get me out of my kennel. I'll unmute you. Do you have any questions, my dear?
I don't.
No. Does it?
Nope.
Does it make sense? Does it help? Does it?
It helps a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
I hope so. I'm sorry I was kind of all over the place, but just kind of like I didn't want to like give you like, you know, do X, Y, and Z because it's so much more here. It really is. You know, it's so much more here and overcoming that hurdle and knowing like just because I'm going through it right now too, knowing that like you just feel like your head is spinning and you can't get ahead and then you get discouraged. So I want all of our team to know that I feel that way too sometimes. Okay. I'm going through it right now, but I love being connected with you girls. I love being connected with my challengers and my clients. I love hearing messages of progress and taking steps forward. And I love getting messages from girls who are excited to start this. So it makes it worth it. Do I have to hustle right now? Yeah, we all do once in a while. Right. So
right.
I hope that helps. You can do it. We all can do it. I want you girls to start believing in yourselves to know that you can do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Be unstoppable once you start moving this towards that place and stop beating yourself up. I promise.
Okay.
All right, my love. I'm going to stop recording.
Alrighty.